The business climate reforms undertaken under PEBEC suggest that Nigeria is committed to creating an enabling environment to facilitate private sector-led growth and development. Credit sector reforms is one of the identified 7 indicator areas that are considered impactful and achievable in the near future. And a quick win of special interest to government reform initiatives is the Getting Credit parameter, which is focused on ensuring that MSMEs have better access to credit and at affordable rates. The Getting Credit parameter, in particular, aims to support the usage of credit information and create more awareness on the use of credit instruments such as credit reports and credit scoring by all financial and non-financial institutions. Accordingly, I am happy to report that so far there is evidence of increased utilization of the National Collateral Registry for online registrations, amendments and cancellation by lenders, and online searches of movable assets by any interested party. Increased sensitization and utilization of credit bureau services included credit scoring to enable credit decision and making. And the National Assembly is working to pass 2 priority bills to ease the access to credit, Secure Transactions in Movable Assets, also known as the Collateral Registry, and the Credit Bureau Services Bill, but I think they've been passed. We envisage a dramatic improvement in Nigeria's business environment over the next few years, with increased cross-border trading, increased productivity across key economic sectors, and an improved business environment that is attractive to both domestic and foreign investors. Moreover, with the passing of the National Credit Reporting Act, we hope that it will serve as a vital legislative tool in guiding the activities of credit bureaus, the operations of data providers and users, and the behavior of data subjects, all of which are actors in forging a tenable and healthy credit reporting system in Nigeria.
To facilitate Nigeria's economic recovery, the government's aim is to increase national productivity and achieve sustainable diversification of production, to significantly grow the economy and achieve maximum welfare for its citizens. And the Economic Recovery and Growth Plan, ERGP, has unveiled a roadmap for this. Micro, small and medium enterprises, MSMEs, account for almost 50% of the Nigerian gross domestic product, GDP. As such, policies that support MSMEs will grow the economy. Access to credit is critical to economic growth and is considered to be the motor for driving private sector development. However, in Nigeria, more than 70% of private enterprises, typically MSMEs, have no access to credit or very limited access. According to the World Bank, loans provided by banks to the private sector is only 14% of GDP in Nigeria, as opposed to 149% in South Africa. Credit applications get rejected due to insufficient credit history and information for the lender to use to make a reasonable judgment as to whether to extend credit or not. They're also rejected due to unacceptable collateral. Improved credit infrastructure was recently instituted in the form of 2 acts that were recently passed into law by the National Assembly. The 2 acts are the Credit Reporting Act 2017 and the Secure Transactions in Movable Assets Act, also known as the Collateral Registry Act, also of 2017. The regulatory framework created by the Credit Reporting Act 2017 delineates the roles, responsibilities and rights of various parties to credit information sharing. The 3 credit bureaus in Nigeria were previously regulated by central bank guidelines. Now the acts have strengthened those guidelines. The act was signed into law by the acting president, Professor Yemi Osinbajo-San, on the 30th of May this year. The act, as I mentioned, delineates roles, responsibilities and rights for credit bureaus, for credit information providers, for credit information users, as well as the credit data subject, that's the borrower. The highlights as pertain to credit bureaus are myriad. Another recent reform which supports the access to credit is the Secure Transactions in Movable Assets Act, aka the Collateral Registry Act, also signed into law on the 30th of May, which permits movable assets to be used as collateral. This particularly favors MSMEs who tend not to have traditional fixed or landed property as collateral. Instead, this act enables entities to use equipment, vehicles, inventory, accounts receivable, and even farm products as collateral. The passage of these two acts forms part of the reforms achieved by EBIS, PEBEC and EBIS for the Getting Credit indicator of the 2018 World Bank Doing Business rankings. The expectation is that it will significantly move the country up in the World Doing Business rankings this year. More importantly, the Credit Reporting Act will facilitate credit information sharing between the credit bureaus and lenders, such as banks and other financial institutions, and also institutions that provide services on credit, such as telecommunication companies and retailers. Likewise, for the Collateral Registry Act, the new legal framework will give confidence to lenders to utilize the registry and thereby make credit more readily available and at a cheaper rate to MSMEs and individuals through the use of their movable assets as collateral. The increase in confidence of lenders due to the above acts will inevitably lead to a reduction in the risk premium charged on credit, especially to MSMEs, and thereby increase the availability and affordability of credit.
Okay, that's a bit of a snapshot there of the essence of yesterday's conference about where do we go from here with the structural reforms in the credit market, access to credit, and all you need to know about the credit markets. Let's take a break. When we come back, the market is always king here. Let's return to the market. Today is the third trading day, and let's get a bit of a sneak preview into Nigeria's opening bell.